Welcome to Corvette Studios, bringing you into the Corvette and NCRS world, with your host, Steve Dejer.
Hey everyone, we are on part 2 of our C1 door restoration. Today we're going to take a look at how we are refinishing parts. Now keep in mind, we are on a budget build, so we are refinishing these as economically as possible to make them look at least halfway decent. So let's get started. Let's start with paint removal. I use a product called Citrus Strip. This is actually safe for fiberglass, and the odor is not too bad. I can actually do it in my basement without my wife yelling at me. It is, however, quite time consuming, but it's relatively inexpensive and I like the outcome. So we start by brushing on the Citrus Strip right onto the paint in a pretty generous fashion. You want to get it a little bit thick. I do like to kind of try to do it in smaller sections, so we're going to kind of start from the top of where the cove is and we'll work our way down. So we'll do all of that area and then we'll move on to the top side of the door. So generally what I do is after I put on the first coat, I let it sit for a few hours. I kind of monitor it. If it's starting to look a little dry, then I try to apply another coat. There's never two ways that are the same, it seems like. Sometimes after a few hours, it bubbles right up and it's going to come off really well. You can just tell. Other times it just gets really gummy. It'll come off, but it's just a little bit thicker and just a little bit harder to get it off. So you kind of just have to let it go and see what happens as you progress and adjust as necessary. So we're going to kind of take a snapshot every hour or so because we do want to let it sit for an extended period of time. And again, depending on how it's coming off will depend on when we actually start to scrape it off. So let's see how it goes. It is starting to get a little bit tacky, so we're going to add a little bit more Citrus Strip to it. Okay, we're starting to remove the paint. We're just using a razor blade. Some of you may be cringing taking a razor blade to fiberglass, but with a gentle hand, it's really not too bad. Unfortunately, it's not coming off as easily as I would like. I think I mentioned previously you have different ways this can come off. We're more of the real tough, sticky kind versus just bubbling up nicely and coming off sometimes like butter. The first pass actually was kind of promising, as you can see. We got all the way down to the fiberglass, but now it seems to be a little tougher. We do have just primer and paint. It's possible this could be the original paint. And is it possible original paint may come off a little harder than something that might have been resprayed? Who knows? But let's continue, try to get as much of this paint off as we can. Not great success, but we got some off. Good thing is there's only one layer of paint. If there's multiple layers, it's definitely much harder. So we're going to do another coat. Usually with a second coat, it's much quicker. So we'll see how it goes. We'll do some tests along the way, and hopefully we can get a lot more off of the second go around. And we're also gonna, just for kicks, we're gonna give another coat to this right side here, just to see if it might get any better. I doubt it, but we're gonna just do a little test. So we'll see how this goes. It's been about an hour and a half. Let's see how this goes. It's coming. It's still, pretty hard and sticky, so it doesn't come off easily, but it's getting there. As I mentioned previously, it's not an easy process. A lot of time and patience to get this paint off, but we'll continue on. So it's not too bad. Still a few tough spots of the white, but generally not bad. So once we're down to the gray primer, and actually we have a lot of the gray primer off as well, I typically take a Scotch-Brite pad and kind of do just some scrubbing. I'll say it usually comes out easier than this. Maybe we'll try another layer of our citrus strip on this, and then go back to this pad. Let's do that. Coming off a little better now. Still quite a bit of an effort with this to get it off. A lot of elbow grease, but in time we'll get it. I think I'm going to hold this off since it's getting kind of late. I'm going to just let that sit another night and see what it's like in the morning. Probably won't be any different, but we'll see. It's the next morning. We already took our Scotch-Brite pad to the left side, and it was an effort, but came out all right. We still have some gouges you can see that have some primer and paint in them. So we also applied some more citrus strip to the right side. It does seem to be coming up much easier this time. Time sometimes can help a lot. So this has been sitting for, I don't even know now, quite a few hours, over a day now. So it's coming out pretty well. So we have the paint off the bottom portion of it, and for the most part it looks pretty good. We do have a few gouges. You can kind of see the primers in those gouged areas, but most of it is right around the stainless steel for the cove trim. There is a few little areas at the edges where there's some damage, but really not too bad. So for the most part, it looks pretty good. So we're just gonna finish up the top, and we're actually gonna do the back side as well, and we'll go from there. It's many, many, many days later. We've got all of our paint off of our door. Wasn't easy, as I mentioned, very time consuming. This, I'll say though, has probably been one of the harder ones that I've done in removing the paint. But we do have it all off. Again, it looks pretty good. Again, some gouges here and there, and you can see some of the primer still in them around the outside. There's some chips, but nothing all that difficult. We'll be repairing those. No major stress cracks that you see anywhere, so that's always good. We've also done the back side as well. I know many of you are saying, why do I remove all the paint on this side when it's all going to get covered up? Well, that's just me, and I'm a little picky, I guess. Although there are a lot of areas where you see little bits of paint. Obviously, there's a lot more crevices and corners on this backside, so it is definitely more time consuming. But again, fiberglass looks pretty good on this side. Other than what we noted before, we got to do a little repair work in that particular area. But things are progressing well. We're moving on to some fiberglass repair. So on the inside of our door, we've got that section that's completely missing. And then on the outside, there's just one corner that needs a little touch up. So we've got our resin, we've got some hardener, cup, stirring rod, and we cut out our fiberglass. We've also got some yellow paint to try to color the resin a little bit. This is actually just a clear. Haven't really been successful getting a good match yet, but we're going to try a little bit more yellow. So let's get going. And our repair is complete. Obviously, this will never be seen because the door panel will be over it, but it looks pretty good, nice and smooth, shaped it pretty well. Even the color match isn't all that bad. You're never going to get it spot on, but it's not bad. Best one I've done so far. So lots of yellow paint, that's the key. So we are now wrapped up with our fiberglass door repair. Door posts. So they're basically chrome finish inside and out. The inside is not horrible, I'll say. You can see a lot of little speckles in here. A little bit of pitting in a couple spots at the bottom. This will clean up okay. I mean, you're still probably going to see some of this spottiness in here. It'll give it, we can certainly get more of a luster to it, I'm sure. I would say we can get it to where our standard is for this particular build that we're doing. However, the outside is really bad. This is probably the worst piece of chrome that I have had to deal with. You can see the bottom here. I mean, there's no luster to it whatsoever. It gets a little better at the top. There's just a ton of pitting at the very bottom. So this is really bad. This could be a candidate for chrome painting. I know that's not going to look great either, but that may be where we have to head with this particular one. So the first thing that we always do with chrome to clean it up, and it's very simple, we just get some very, very fine steel wool. We wet it, and we just start rubbing away, see what happens. So let's continue with that process. That really didn't accomplish a lot. On the inside, really no change, I don't think. All that spotting is still in here. Maybe a very subtle increase in the luster, but not much. The outside, maybe slightly better at the bottom, a little bit more luster, but still looks pretty bad. There's just a ton of pitting on this thing. I think what I'm going to try is maybe some rough sandpaper, see if I can actually sand down some of this pitting. I might end up with some voids, but I don't think it can really be any worse. So we're going to try that, and then we're going to attempt some chrome painting. Yeehaw! So we took some 150 grit sandpaper to it, knocked it all down as anticipated, and we now have a bunch of little divots. They're not real deep, but obviously they're there. So this is our plan. I'm going to take some primer, Prime this side, probably do a little bit of sanding after that. Hopefully that'll kind of fill in the voids here. Probably do another coat of primer. Then I did some YouTube searching. You want to apply a gloss black first. So we got some gloss black paint. We'll put that on, let that dry, and then we're going to put multiple coats of the chrome paint in very light, each one very, very light. So I won't show all this process, but I'll catch up with you at the end and we'll see how well it did actually go. And it's painted. Looks like shiny silver paint, unfortunately, but I wasn't anticipating much. So painted chrome. Well, it doesn't look great, but I guess it's probably better than what we had before. So we'll have to live with it. Let's continue on. Let's move on to the outside door handle. So the chrome on this is also not great. Fair amount of pitting. The bottom side is really bad. The button just won't even move. It should go in, should have that pin go back and forth, which would then move this and go up and down. This is, a fair amount of surface rust on it. We'll clean that up with our wire wheel just to get the surface rust off. Then on the back side, there's this plate that's also got a fair amount of surface rust. So we're going to clean that up with our wire wheel and we'll put a coat of black paint on that. And then the two screws, we'll just clean those up with a wire wheel as well. So let's see if we can get this thing to operate a little bit better. Let's see if we can first get this unseized button. So we'll use our trusty WD-40. Give it a good soaking. Not sure exactly where it is actually binding up. Not budging at all. Let's get a block, see if we can push on it a little bit. Nothing happening here. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Well, it's working perfect. All right. So let's do a little bit of cleanup with our grinding wheel. And we are all cleaned up. Door handle doesn't look great, but it does look better than our doorpost. But it will suffice for our budget build. So we're actually going a little bit long once again. So I think we're going to end the video there. Our next episode, we're actually going to dive into that door panel. So that one should be rather interesting to see how that goes. So thanks everybody for watching. We will catch you next time.